Hello everyone. Today I wanted to share a little bit around awakening. Now I'm sure a lot of you have heard this terminology, right? This word, awakening. And I see so often people think it's like we awaken to this divine gift and we have all these special gifts, right? Like when we say gifts, capacity to heal someone, or we become claircognant or clairvoyant or psychic or something like that. And yes, in our awakening process, we can actually start to activate some of these things that live within us. But actually awakening, the beginning parts of awakening, is we awaken to our stuff. We awaken to what exists within us. We awaken to watching how our mind navigates life. Are we living in the past? Are we seeking safety around the future? Are we continually reactive to this emotional pain body that lives within us? And we're so out of the moment. We're disconnected from the now. Awakening is really the first steps to us healing. It's the first steps to finding ourselves, to really understanding ourselves and having our own back. Now, awakening is not always easy. It actually can be very challenging, especially if we have a lot of resistance, okay, that we deem something as right or wrong, and we have judgments, that we become the victim, that we wanted something to be different, right? So we resist. We resist the situation and we feel hard done by. Well, we're going to get stuck there. The more we actually sit back in a space of non-judgment and not deeming anything as right or wrong, but just getting curious, just wanting to understand that part of ourselves. Where did it come from? What am I seeking in this? Just asking ourselves some nice, gentle, and loving questions that we just want to understand ourselves more. We start to be able to shift things. Now, how we shift things is by being in the moment, by being present, being awakened right now. We notice, we witness that we are acting out in a certain way, whether it's our emotional pain body is being really active, that we're caught in these stories, and the story is related to a past situation, and we're now making that part of our predictable future, that we're so disconnected from the now that we're actually just constantly jumping from past to future, we're actually not in the now. When we're in the now, we have the potential to take action differently. We have the potential to accept and surrender what was and not make that all about now. Because around you in every moment, there is something that you can appreciate, be grateful for. You can connect into your own breath, because really the only thing that exists is right now. It is the only thing that exists. The past is no longer here. The future is not here yet. But this moment, you are breathing. You are listening to me. You can take those steps and go internal. You can start using your senses. And so I help my clients start to really understand, how can we be more present? How can we use simple tools in our everyday life to connect back to ourselves? How do we actually start to witness, be more curious, so we can move through and change these reactive patterns, this mind chaos, these stories, and get out of the past or out of a predictable future? How do we navigate those things? And because I've done it, I've been there, I've experienced all of these things, and I've just learnt to use simple tools to navigate that, rectifying my energy and coming back to the now. Now, in our awakening though, and I said it can be challenging because we're really having to see the honest truth about ourselves. We're really having to take some ownership in some of this. As we awaken more, I tell people it's kind of like a TV screen turns on in front of you, and all of a sudden you're watching your own story. Now, as your nervous system gets better, or as you gain the strength and have that capacity to be with yourself, your soul or true essence or subconscious, some aspect of you is going to start showing you more things, okay? And what that means is what you've been doing is working, because you're now ready for another level up. You're going to see more things. You're going to witness other things that were living or existing within you, patterns that you probably just didn't acknowledge before, and they turn on in the TV screen. The great thing about that is you're hacking the program because you can see it. It's no longer an unconscious, subconscious program. You now have the ability to be in the now and change how you navigate that. You start to create new neuron pathways within the body. It's like having highways, and these old patterns were these highways, and so your subconscious or unconscious energy ran down this highway all the time, just doing its thing. It was the fast way, it's the only way it knew. And now with your presence, you notice that this is existing, this highway, but you're now starting to take side ramps and create new changes and new pathways to lead to a new direction. In that, your nervous system's likely to activate. You're going into something new. And anything new, our sympathetic nervous system needs to activate to start to see and judge, is this safe? Is there red flags? So really regulating your nervous system is super important. And it is very easy to do because you don't want doubt or things that are going to limit you from taking these changes. Because, again, the mind likes a predictable future. It doesn't like something it doesn't understand. It doesn't like something that it doesn't know how to navigate through. So as you change, it's going to test those things and make you get even more nervous about it or anxious about it. And you just need to keep coming back to the present. You need to keep coming back to regulation of your nervous system. You need to continue to trust in yourself that you have your own back. You need to keep using simple and consistent tools. How to be in the present, how to witness and understand, how to make changes, how to navigate your life in a better way. How do you support you? And this is really the path to awakening. And I am always awakening to new things. Always. I've been doing this for a long time and I got good at it. My nervous system's actually a lot better at managing it now. And as I see things appear on the screen, I'm like, oh, wow, okay. Or sometimes an old pattern erupts again and I'm like, that doesn't mean that I didn't heal it. It just means that it's present in this moment. And I have the ability to step out of it because I created new neuron pathways, or make another change, or go down that old highway again. That's a choice I get to make when I stay present. The beautiful thing is the more present you are, the more you can connect into your true center, your true essence. The more you can start to delete or get rid of things that are actually not truly you. The more you can live in a place that's not full of fear, not full of head stories, not full of trauma from your past or fears about the future, you start to being able to just enjoy the moment. You start to really feel your energy and who am I? What brings me joy? What brings me pleasure? Is it really worth me carrying on and thinking about this story, this situation that I can't change right now? All it's doing is taking the now from me. You get these choices. And it does take time to get good at doing this, but you just keep doing it. You did not learn to walk in one day. You had to teach yourself. It's like learning to drive a car. You had to do lessons. You had to be consistent. But you had the will and the want to do it, so you kept doing it. You need to have the will and the want to change your life, to have something so much better. Because I tell you what, years ago, my life wasn't that great. It is amazing now. But back then, I was consumed with a lot of anxiety, and there was a lot of PTSD from abuse coming up in my body. There was a lot of head stories, and I was not very productive because I was constantly thinking about all this stuff going on in my world. I was very disconnected from my body. I have so much pleasure and joy, and I have this beautiful path of greatness and happiness and being able to share things I love in life to help others. My life is so much more enlightened and alive because I awakened. I started living true to who I am. I awakened to who I am, not who people wanted me to be. And that is really beautiful. So the path of awakening to your stuff and healing is going to lead you towards the path of being who you're meant to be, to awakening to your true self, to finding more joy and more pleasure. If you get the right coaching, if you get the right support, the right tools, someone that's going to keep you accountable. This is really, really important. So I hope you guys found something valuable from today's ramble. I just kind of felt I wanted to share something, and I was like, here's a subject I love. So I really hope that helps. And if you guys want some support, want some tools, want anything like that, reach out, because